I'm your host of the Most Local 23. You're joining me for The Silent Twin, Chapter 13. Dear Diary, last night I paid Abigail a visit. On the way over, I had the feeling I wasn't alone, the creepy crawly feeling you get like spiders on your skin. Found her sleeping in her pit. A strange stir squirmed in my gut as I stared down at her. I was holding her life in my hands, and I liked it. The power was all mine, at least until they found her. And they would. And I can't have that. I can't have that at all. Detective's note, Abigail Duncan, 3 days gone. Last night's seance yielded some surprising clues. A V sign, 2 blackened fingers, and according to the psychic Marcella, whomever Abigail left with, she left with them willingly. Marcella said she felt Abigail was either dead or very close to it. Slim though it is, there's a chance she's still alive, and if she is, then time is running out. You make your way away from the forest and the outbuildings skirting the picket fence. Not in the woodlands or the river, but somewhere close. Glance behind you and glimpse Nick waiting outside of the farmhouse. I still don't trust Nick. The way Johanna behaved last night, it seemed like she was suspecting him of something. I don't know if it's something that stems from her relationship with her own father, or perhaps that's why they're estranged. I've asked the Child Abuse Investigations team to look into it for me, just in case. You head back to the farmhouse. Morning, Nick. What time's he meant to be here? Any minute now. And you really think he can help? According to the records, Mr. Struthers lived here longer than any previous owner. If someone knows about the areas of this farm that aren't on a map, it'll be him. I don't see how there can be some secret well or the like around her. Marcella said she was close and under the ground. For the record, I still don't believe in any of that so-called psychic said. Well, maybe if you did believe, we'd have found Abigail already. At this stage, it won't hurt to try. We'll see. A car approaches and parks up in front of the house. An elderly gentleman steps out and gazes up at the house, sadness reflected in his eyes. Mr. Struthers, thank you for coming. Les had a deep sigh of resignation. I told myself I'd never come here again. Nick extends his hand. I'm Nick, Abigail's father. I really appreciate your time. I know who you are. I only wish I could have stopped you from buying this damn place. Then none of this would have happened. Why don't we go inside and talk about it? Three of you head inside. Mr. Struthers seats himself uneasily at the kitchen table. He looks afraid. From what he said over the phone, he definitely had experiences with the dark entity in this house. Mr. Struthers, are you okay? This place, the air, the smell, the energy of it, it's all coming back to me. And when I say coming back, I don't mean in the pleasant, nostalgic sense. Are you referring to the entities that reside in this house? Nick shoots you a sharp look, but Mr. Struthers only nods wearily. Make no mistake, this is a bad place. A place where no one should live. Can we burn down the house already, please? Mr. Struthers takes in the room, his neck shrinking back into his collar like an aged tortoise. Can't you feel it? It's still here. What is? The darkness, it's all around you. Nick gives Mr. Struthers an inquiring look. Mr. Struthers, please, could you tell us about when you lived here? Mr. Struthers sighs and nods. We were young when we moved here, my wife and I. We had such big plans. Stares at the wall, scrutinizing something only he can see. We didn't know what the symbols were at first. Symbols? Mr. Struthers nods. The more we stripped back this old house, the more we found. Pauline, my wife, took pictures and brought them to the library. They told her they were satanic. Satanic? That lines up what Zoe told me. That was the day it all began. Nope, continue. What happened? The doctor said it was postnatal depression, but our baby was 9 months old. Pauline doted on him up until then. All of a sudden she became withdrawn. She had no time for anything or anyone. He glanced at Nick, trying to gauge his reaction, but his face a steely wall of silence. She told me there were things happening in the house, but I didn't believe her. It wasn't until I saw it for myself that I knew something else lived here with us. Something evil. An icy prickle touches your senses. It's here. It's aware of our presence. I can feel it drawing near, feeding off of the attention. Yep, that's how negative entities work. I don't understand. What's this got to do with Abigail? Mr. Shredder slams a fist onto the table. It's got everything to do with your daughter. Don't you see? When I moved here, I was just like you. So, I learned such things existed, and paid for it dearly. Mr. Struthers calms himself. Mr. Duncan, I know you most likely think I'm senile, but think on this. This house has been the ruin of every family that lived here. Move away. You'll never be happy at Blackwater Farm. Nick shakes his head in disgust, but says nothing. I want to ask you about the land. Are there any sinkholes or wells that you're aware of? I know every inch of this land. With the land checked by the surveyor, there's no well on the plans. They don't know about it, but I can show you where it is. You stand. Best not waste any more time then. Mr. Struthers leads you and Nick out on the land. We've been walking for ages. Mr. Struthers looks confused as he takes in the landscape. This is why I didn't call for backup on this. Too many false leads, which is what this is starting to feel like. It's around here somewhere. It looks different though. Something's not quite right. You follow his gaze to see an old, burned-out tree, split in half from a recent lightning storm. 2 blackened fingers. Your heart wrenches in your chest. That's it. The V-shaped Marcella saw in her vision. You vault over the picket fence and race towards the trees. She's here. Abigail's here. Mr. Struthers, do you see those boulders? It looks like some of the stones have been moved recently. Did someone move them? It's possible the storm dislodged them. Whatever you tell yourself to sleep at night. Mr. Struthers looks at the boulders. Yes, it was through an opening in the rocks. It's got to be the one. You notice footprints leading to where Mr. Struthers points. These tracks look recent. The 3 of you follow the tracks to a small opening between the boulders. No wonder we didn't find it, the well, if it's only accessible through this tiny opening. Nick squeezes himself through the opening. You wait with bated breath. A long pause and then... I found something! Follow Nick through the opening, your heart in your throat. This is it. You find yourself in a secluded part of the woods. Nick drops to his hands and knees to claw at loose soil. You join him, a sudden rush of emotions flooding your system, fueling your frantic hands. I'm not sure if this fear I'm feeling is mine, or Nick's, or Abigail's. Mr. Struthers arrives moments later, his face a knot of anxiety. Do you think she's down there? Take out your phone and message Will, telling him Abby's in a well and to send help. Abigail! Nick heaves back a layer of mud and finds the edge of some tarpaulin. Be careful, don't fall in. Pull back the other side. Help Nick pull off the tarpaulin, and the mouth of a deep, dark well yawns before you. This has got to be the place. Abby could be down there. In the distance, a siren screams as it speeds to the country lanes to your location. They're not quick enough. I spent diamonds to figure out what... Illusion of choice. Wait for backup. We should wait for backup. Neither of us is equipped to go down there alone. That's why I brought the rope. Illusion of choice, see? Abigail could be dead or dying to see night. I'm going down there whether you like it or not. I don't think that's the wisest idea. Why not? The rope's not designed to carry a grown man's weight if the rope snaps. He leaves the possibility hanging in the air, his expression grim. Damn it. As much as I hate to admit it, he's right. I'll go. I'm the lightest one here. Nick's jaw tightens after a moment's consideration. He gives a curt nod. Alright, I'll lower you down. Nick secures the rope around your waist. Mr. Struthers, please go back to the house and direct the paramedics when the ambulance arrives. Mr. Struthers nods and hastily exits through the crevice in the boulders. Nick helps you ease yourself over the lip of the well. Whatever happens, I need you to stay up here. It's a narrow space and it could cave in. And if it does, just wait for the emergency services. There's been enough tragedy. Nick grips the rope tightly and gives you a nod. You look down into the darkness below you, trying to ignore the manic palpitations of your heart. Just move your hands and feet. Left, right, left, right. You delve deeper with each step. Each breath draws the horrid stench from below into your nostrils. Your feet balance against the crumbling side of the well, insects scuttle out of the moss-lined bricks. Abigail? Your voice echoes eerily against the circular walls. If you can hear me, make a noise, a movement, anything. The deeper you go, the more oppressive the air feels. It's the sort of climate people run from the second they encounter it. Steady. Don't lose your focus. You take out your phone and use its torch function to light the space below you. Can you see anything? Nick's voice echoes all around you. No! You look up at the light from the entrance hole. You can just make out Nick's blurry outline. Nick literally has his life in my hands right now. If he does anything to do with Abigail, he could let me go and blame it on an accident. A feeling of great unease washes over you. Nick, lower me some more. Nick lowers you. You shine your light, but it barely penetrates the darkness. All I can see is water. Be alive, Abigail. As you get lower still, your light fully illuminates the water's surface. I can't see her. All hopes of saving Abigail disintegrate as you hang there in the darkness. If she's in the water, there's nothing I can do for her now. Nick, pull me up. Nick doesn't answer. Why isn't he answering? Nick? His outline just stares at you, blotting out the light from above. What the hell, Nick? Pull me up! The rope jerks suddenly, jostling your phone from your grip. Damn it, I'll... Hang on to the rope. You grip the rope tightly as the phone splashes into the water below. Damn it! Nick, I've lost my phone. I'm blind down here. Pull me up. I can't do much good down here, and if I can't see... Suddenly, the rope goes slack. Air rushes past you as you fall. No! Cold envelops you as you plunge into the water, dragging you into its depths. It thunders in your ears, flooding your nostrils and stinging your eyes. Your fingernails bend backwards as you claw at the damp stone. You manage to steady yourself, and then you feel it. I'm not alone. A dark, foreboding presence is here, all around me. The same one I encountered the first time I tried to communicate with the spirits here. Cold hands tug at your ankles, pulling your head under the water. Your head bobs back to the surface. It's gonna kill me if I don't do something. I'll calm yourself. Use all your mental power to push back the fear. Think rationally. It's not hands. It's the rush of water streaming through the weak brick work below. Find the rope. You reach for the rope. Something grabs your outstretched hand, sending your heart into your throat. Wait. What? Why are you down there? I. Jennifer! Will! Will hangs onto the rope. He pulls you up into his embrace and looks up to the well opening. I've got her! Pull us up! Paramedics help you out of the well. Drop your knees beside the well, a wet, shivering mess. You look over and see Nick lying unconscious on the ground. What happened to him? Will puts his coat around you. The hell do you think you're playing at? I had to find her. Do you chatter as you speak? Is she down there? You shake your hand. It's too late. Someone moved her. How do you know that? I mean, I get it, but how do you know that? What evidence suggests that? We're going to have to find out in the next chapter. I'm hooked on this. I really like this book. I'm hooked on this because I love things like this that make your mind really think, make you really just delve into the possibilities, you know, things like that. So with that being said, I hope y'all did enjoy the video. Feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe. Head to the description below. Links to social media, our Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. Remember, we are on Twitch. There's a link for that as well down there. And if you do subscribe or are subscribed, make sure to hit the bell notification, because YouTube's a derp, and unless you hit the bell, you won't receive notifications for content I upload. It'll choose for you, you know, because, you know, you don't have a brain, apparently, according to YouTube. I don't know. It's exactly what they said. So, yeah. A bunch of people are upset with it. It has screwed over algorithms for a lot of even big, high-up YouTubers, such as Philip DeFranco, PewDiePie, etc. Basically, as a YouTuber, we're all not happy with YouTube. Don't break what wasn't broken, and it was fine. It should just be subscribe or not. It should have been just that. But we're YouTube. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.